The Who fire Zak Starkey for the second time in a month. My name is Mark, and this is my music rundown. Last week in my video about The Who, I mentioned that I thought The Who handled the issue with Starkey well and in an appropriate manner, keeping the private band business to a minimum in the public. Turns out maybe that was all smoke and mirrors, as The Who have fired Starkey yet again. Also know, this is not a month-old video coming up in your feed again. They fired him for a second time. The news first broke with a post from Pete Townsen, quoting that post, "After many years of great work on drums from Zak, the time has come for a change." The post also names Scott Devour as the replacement. Scott is the drummer for Roger's solo band. Feedback in the comments seems to be fairly sharp. One commenter says he bought tickets for the whole family and is now disappointed that Zak will not be on drums. Starkey posted a long response on his Instagram, stating he was fired just 2 weeks after The Who announced his reinstatement from the first firing. He goes on to say he was asked to make a statement that he quit, which would have been a lie. He lists off a bunch of side projects and reinforces that none of them would or have interfered with The Who touring plans. I mean, it's not like The Who have toured much in the last 10 or even 20 years. In other Who news, a second show has been added to the Chicago stop on September 9th. It always gives me mixed feelings when this happens, especially when the second show is on a better day for me, but I already bought tickets for the first date. I also believe this second show was probably already planned, and they just wanted to see how ticket sales for the first show go before they pulled the trigger on the second show. I do find it interesting that it seems only Chicago has added a second show, though 2 cities had 2 shows from the start, Toronto and LA. The Who have also announced who will be the supporting acts on the tour. For Chicago, we get Joe Bonamassa. I'm pretty excited about that one. There are some other pretty cool acts on this list. Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters, the Joe Perry Project, Candlebox, and Billy Idol. I mean, most of those acts are headliners in their own right, if not all of them. So ultimately, I am still excited for the Chicago show. Not having Starkey on drums doesn't really bother me. Some of the comments on Pete's Instagram post had fans saying they felt like they had been cheated, buying tickets under the assumption that Starkey was back on drums and would be on the tour. Now they're kind of pulling a bait and switch that it's, just the guy from Roger's solo band. For me, no disrespect to Zak, but I was always going to see Roger and Pete. Roger Daltrey, Pete Townsen, they are The Who. That's going to do it for this quick episode. Let me know what you think down in the comments. My name is Mark. This has been my music rundown, and I will see you at the show.
Another piece of bacon, baby.